This is the Off Grid Knives Stinger XL, a very exciting new knife from Off Grid Knives. I've been keeping my eye on this knife on the website for a while, and was very excited to receive these when they went live. And this one was given away in the Gentleman Junkie knife giveaway, so this will be leaving shortly after this video is complete. And this one is a gift to me, so I'm very, very grateful and pleased. The knife is beautiful. Yes, it is. It's a dagger ground / bayonet ground blade. Bayonet because it's not, this bevel doesn't go all the way down exactly symmetrical, but you know, good enough for rock and roll. And that bayonet part of the grind supplies a perfect platform for a thumb and jimping. So beautiful knife. Yes, it looks nice. Very nice. I love this combination of the gray tumbled handle and the tan. It reminds me, well, anyway, it reminds me of a field in Ohio. Whenever I drive into Ohio, it always goes cloudy, and this is the sky, and that's the field. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is this thing is very appealing to look at, and then you get it in hand, and it takes it to a totally different place. Like, I was excited looking at it, but I wasn't, you know, as excited as I am since I've had this knife. And like I said, I've been just carrying it constantly. It's large. It's a large knife, and it carries like a smaller knife. You've got a 4-inch blade. You've got a 5-inch handle. The contour of the handle is very similar to the Enforcer. It changes up here, but in the back and most of it is very similar. And so it's a familiar platform, but this one is more refined. It just is. There's a heavier chamfer. It might be easier to see on the black version here. There's a heavier chamfer here, goes higher up, which makes it very comfortable. And then this smooth G10 has a nice gradual doming over, nice contouring over. And it makes this knife, you know, vastly more comfortable than this knife, the Enforcer. Now the Enforcer here, part of its deal, this is a limited edition called the Red Dawn edition. But part of the deal with the Enforcer is that grip is a big part of it. Having this in a pair of gloves, you've got these diamonds that are these sort of pyramids that peek up and really are proactively, aggressively grippy. Whereas this relies more on the contours, more comfortable, I gotta say, but it relies more on the contours and the contouring to offer grip. So it's more of a subtle thing. Here you have the very obvious surface texture keeping this thing grippy, but here you have, I don't know, it's surprising how grippy this is for how little texture there is on it. So anyway, that to me adds to the refined nature of it. I was looking to see if this one had a filler tab. So this is the first knife, I believe, from Off Grid that has a filler tab for the offside of the clip. I like the 3-screw clips. 3 is better than 2. I like how the clip has the flat screws and the recessed. All new Off Grid knives feature that. So it's G10. It's minimally lightened. There are holes in there, but on some Best Tech knives, Best Tech made knives, you'll see a lot more weight relief. It looks like, oops, sorry about that. It looks like a bridge under there or something. Not so with this. So it leaves a little bit of weight and actually makes it very well balanced right here at the finger choil, where a fighting style knife should be balanced, right around the finger choil. And I mean, that's what they say anyway. I haven't been in any knife fights recently. That is what they say, and that's what feels right to me. Your mileage may vary. Some people like blade heavy if they're more into slashing and chopping. Some people like pommel heavy if they're more into a dueling style, you know, cut and thrust kind of stuff. To me, I don't know, this feels just right. This has a very militaristic look, and that's part of what I like about it. Militaristic and yet very I don't know, effete. It would look all right in the cité as well. Here, let me show you something. This reminds me of the M8. Is this the M8? This is the bayonet that my brother-in-law carried in Iraq in the early in 2003, 2004, 2005, I believe. So this is pretty old, but it kind of reminds me of the same. It's similar, you know, spear point with that bayonet grind, though this one is not sharpened. You could, I mean, that swedge is so thinly ground, you could sharpen that if you hated yourself, or hated your fingers anyway. You could, because it's nice and thin there. But that really thin swedging makes this more like a dagger, more diamond-like in cross-section, and better at thrusting. So, you know, you don't really need a sharp edge up there to be a good thruster, you know. And on a Bowie, which has more of a straight or curved section, an unsharpened swedge can do a hell of a lot of damage when used properly in a back cut. You get that gouging, tearing, splitting kind of action. So this comes in two versions. This, the Coyote, and this, the blacked out version. 154 cm Crucible, which I'm assuming is CPM 154, because Crucible, CPM. Yeah, so which flavor do you like? I think they're both really cool, but yeah, as I mentioned, that is my real favorite here. Calling this an XL with a 4-inch blade is right on, but it also leaves me hoping that he comes out with an EDC size for this, so like a 3.25 to 3.4 inch EDC version would be awesome. I think people would snap them up, and I think that might be in the works. I'm not sure, but what I do know is that if he were to take this larger and go to 5 inches, I would go on that journey with him. And I don't use the word journey lightly. I would go with him there, and I would love it. Someone's got to stand up to Cold Steel. Someone's got to give Cold Steel a little competition. I know Kershaw flirted with it with their 5-inch knife, but it was cool. It was cool, but it didn't have that robustness that you get out of Off-Grid or that you get out of Cold Steel. All right, let me show this off with some other favorite Off-Grids. I'll show it with the large ones. I have a bunch of small ones, but I'll show it with the large ones here. Okay, so like before, it's very similar in handle contour or shape profile to the Enforcer XL. I love this knife. Now this one is in 154 cm, I believe, and yeah, 154 cm. And like I said, this is a special model, but I have the D2 version with plain black in my car. It is a great car knife because it gives you 4 inches, very capable steel, decent belly, good point. So you could use it for all sorts of like emergency or utility chores or tactical chores. But then it offers you a glass breaker. It has some utility in the car for that reason. So that is my car knife. Next up, here is the XL Cayman XL. Looks like it got a little bit of weirdness on the handle from the thing it's sitting on. And let's see, here it is with one of my favorites. I love the Rhino. That's the full-size Rhino. I think that's like a 3.5-inch blade. What a robust, this thing is a tank for sure. Cool, great flipper. I love that. It's like a 1911 Commander model flipper. I like the hammer anyway. All right, and then a couple of knives unrelated to Off-Grid, but ones that are in a similar spirit. Here's the Smatch-It from Boker. You can see similar blade length, similar size altogether, but also similar in its dagger-like bayonet grind. Here it is with the Kaiser Begleiter XL. Wait a second, why does that look so much smaller? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4 1/4. Oh my, okay, wait. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just about on the dot. Sorry about that. No, I'm trying to determine the length of this blade, and it looked different. But here, there we go. Okay,
That is
it's
such
similar.
a pretty handle.
It is a pretty handle. Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then oh, this one I wanted to show it with the 80-15. Another robust work knife with a similar sort of drop point. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Off-Grid Stinger XL, I highly recommend. It is, besides being a great knife, it is very, very pocketable. It's great in hand. It is very kind on the hand, whereas, to be totally frank, the Enforcer begs for a glove. This fits like a glove, feels like a glove. This thing is amazing. I'm going to be getting one for my brother for his birthday as a belated gift, and I think it will be quite welcome. All right, y'all. Thanks very much for watching, and take care.